How's it going, guys? My name is Zach with the Movie Castle, and today we're going to be taking a look at Monsters. This is Season 2, Episode 13, and this one's entitled Habitat. It originally aired January 14th, 1990, was directed by Bette Gordon, and stars Lili Taylor. And this is one of those, I'm not sure the exact name of the subgenre, but you guys have probably seen a movie like this. The elaborate confinement and puzzle subgenre. You know, you either sign up for an experiment, or you maybe just wake up in a room and you don't know what all the rules are and you usually have to do some weird puzzle or something. And those are, in general, pretty fun, and they're really easy to latch onto. You always say, how would I survive in that situation? How would I do? Oh, I think I would make it out and I think I would get the money. And in turn, it's a fun enough watch. The idea is you get this woman who signs up for 9 months of isolation in exchange for enough money to be set for life. And she's in this little sci-fi room and the set's good. It's got some cool lights spilling in, and it overall is a fun enough little episode, but it is by no means perfect and suffers from a few major flaws. The first one I'm pretty lenient on, but it is worth noting. This is one character trapped in an environment, so of course they're going to start monologuing, and some of it does feel a little forced and a little expository, but she's going to have to constantly talk to herself just to keep the episode moving. But again, that kinda is what has to happen, so I'm lenient on that. But the second flaw, and I think what really ruins the episode, is we skip from day 1 all the way to day 64, and we don't have that scale. I mean, you're talking about the terror of isolation, being stuck by yourself for 9 months. You really have to show us day 1 and then skip a few days and here we are here and she's a little worse, and then skip a few and she's even more worse. You need that scale to really let us see the downfall of her sanity. But no, we're just gonna skip to the end bit. Okay, that doesn't work near as well. But also showing us multiple days would help establish the rules and systems of this world. You need to show us her doing the same thing over and over again so we understand how these puzzles work. But when you skip to day 64 and she references, oh no, the scary hallway, I'm like, what is that? What are you talking about? So in turn, just skipping to day 64, you don't get the downfall of her sanity, and you don't get to explore this world nearly enough. That does kind of ruin it, but there's also a third flaw here, and this one's pretty big, but I'll talk about it vaguely because I don't want to spoil the episode. But the ending of this episode is pretty stupid. I mean, 1, we're watching monsters. It's pretty easy to guess who the monster is in this one. 2, the sort of final stab thing, the end of the episode, the straw that breaks the camel's back, is really stupid. It's like the little door slides open. It's like, your downfall is this. Okay, that's your big ending there, huh? But the thing that really gets me about the ending is this episode gets on a high horse and it starts preaching a little bit at the end, and the argument that they make is dumb. It's one of those arguments that when you think about it for more than a second, you're like, those two things aren't really compatible. That's not what we do in this situation. That doesn't work, and it's not good. So yeah, skipping to day 64 and a stupid ending do really hurt this episode. Overall, though, it still is a fun little puzzle episode with a cool sci-fi set, and it works well enough. You know, a likable enough lead, I was following it. It just didn't 100% pan out, but it is a fun enough B-side, and I can recommend it enough. It's just not a great episode. But I guess in order to analyze this further, let's dive in and explore the episode a little bit. I'm gonna be avoiding the end, so no major spoilers, but I do want to do a bit of a deeper analysis, so let's talk about the episode. We open up with this woman. She walks into a room and sees a contract on a triangular table that has some pretty cool glowing lights in it. And she talks about like reading the contract and talking about how her ex-boyfriend was a lawyer, but he didn't want to be called a lawyer. He had a better position. And then she says 9 months. Is that like symbolic of childbirth or something? So right off the bat, she is monologuing pretty hard. But again, kind of what you have to do in this situation. But basically, 9 months of isolation doing simple puzzles, and when she's let out, she'll have enough money to be set for life. Two things here though. One, isolation can really get to you. Prisoners who they put in solitary confinement tend to go really crazy really quick, like it should be illegal. So 9 months by yourself, that's going to be a lot harder than you think. And two, enough money to be set for life, you probably gotta hope that they're paying you in installments, because so many people who win like life-changing lottery money just spend it all in 2 weeks. So be careful if you get your winnings, just whatever. So anyway, she's there, she has this little room, and they give her a guitar so she has something to do, but after a minute, a puzzle, a really simple jigsaw puzzle, appears on the table, and the angry noise tells her to do it. Basically, whenever she's not doing what they want, an angry noise, a little siren will play until she does it, and that's the only communication she has with essentially anybody. So she goes and does the puzzle, but she doesn't question how it just teleported onto the table. You know, I know we're in like a weird sci-fi thing already, but I think if I was just signing up for an experiment and then teleportation was just a thing, I think that would be a little bit more of a big deal for me. But whatever, we quickly jump to day 64, and she's doing a much bigger jigsaw puzzle. I kind of wish what she had to do was a little more elaborate than just jigsaw puzzles, but whatever. They also make her run on a treadmill to keep up her exercise, and she does again start monologuing pretty bad about like how her ex-boyfriend wanted her to conform more to society standards, and she suspects that that's the reason he broke things off, and she's also repeating her name to herself to sort of keep up her sanity and remember who she is. You know, it's okay, but again, we are monologuing, whatever. But she references, oh no, you're going to make me go down the scary hallway again. And as I said earlier, they really needed to establish multiple days, so we established the rules better, because she starts talking about the scary hallway, and it really does come out of nowhere. And basically the idea is there's the room that she does her work in, and there's the room that she eats and sleeps in, and they're two separate places, which is why you don't see anything that she needs to, like, live in here, which I was wondering about. I'm like, where does she eat? Where's the bathroom? Well, apparently that's in her living quarters, and her living quarters and her work area are connected by the scary hallway, and basically every day she has to go back and forth through the hallway, and there'll be some different puzzle or challenge in there. And like, this would have been good to like see multiple days and see multiple challenges, but instead she just has to like, oh, I'm gonna speculate what's gonna be in there today, so the audience knows that they're supposed to change day by day. And I'll also say that she has like lipstick that she does the tallies of the days for, and at one point in the episode she's like, how do I know I'm sleeping exactly once a night? How do I know my day count is accurate? And I'm like, well, don't count when you wake up, count when you go up and down the hallway, right? You think that that would be kind of foolproof because that's them doing it, unless they're manipulating you by changing what time you go down the hallway. I don't know, I shouldn't overthink it. As I said though, I wish the rules here were a little better and more established. I get we're only 22 minutes, but I do wish this was a little more well fleshed out. Maybe if they had an hour, or maybe if this was a movie, we could have done a lot better. And again, I won't spoil it, but the ending we get to is kind of stupid and doesn't help the episode out. Overall, the base concept is fun, the set's fun, the actress does a good job. It's just, again, a few fatal flaws that really do sink this. It could have been a really great episode, As it stands, though, it's a high B-side and a fun little curiosity, and hey, a cool addition to the puzzly subgenre, I guess you'd say. Fun enough, but not really a huge deal. Anyway, though, to everyone who's watched so far, thank you for watching. To everyone who's liked and subscribed, thank you. You really are helping the channel out. I'll leave a relevant playlist on the bottom. This should be my Monsters playlist. If you want to see me talk about more episodes, you should be able to find some there. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Relevant playlist on the bottom. Have a good day now.